Superman teaser trailer is out, and DC fans are loving James Gunn's version of Man of Steel. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn's Superman has dropped its first teaser trailer, and it has received a positive response from the world over. Gunn's film is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated films of 2025. From the teaser, it appears that Gunn has checked every box to make DC fandom happy. David Corenswet will play this iteration of Superman. Rachel Brosnahan plays Lois Lane, while Nicholas Hoult appears as the classic Superman villain, Lex Luthor. Other confirmed cast members of the film include Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Maria Gabriela de Faria as the engineer, Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, Terrence Rosemore as Otis, Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho, and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. Even before the teaser trailer, James Gunn gave us hints that comics would play a huge part in his Superman film. More recent superhero film directors have received the wrath of the audience for steering away from the source material for the sake of originality. However, Gunn plans to reel in the comic book fandom by giving them what they exactly want. Fans saw a Man of Steel who is more relatable and spreads optimism around. Particularly, one scene in the trailer where David Corenswet's character swoops in to save a girl from crashing debris is something classic Superman does. Superman stands as hope for the people as the chant Superman gets louder and louder during the run of the teaser. It is further highlighted in the teaser when a young boy raises a flag with the S symbol and whispers Superman's name during a time of crisis. Gunn himself mentioned the inspiration from comic books during an interview. He shared with comicbook.com, "There's a lot of stuff from the comic books above and beyond anything else. All-Star Superman, that influenced me more than anything. The comic-accurate costumes, the settings, and even the plethora of characters and Easter eggs that flashed through the scenes look all promising. We even have Krypto the Superdog in the movie." The first thing that hits us right from the moment Superman crash lands at the beginning of the trailer is the bright colors of the teaser. James Gunn nailed the character and the world's tone with these colors. The colorful filter also helps bring hope and optimism into the film. The color choice also gives the character a classic look, which many fans point out to be a prime attraction in this trailer. Adding to the color tone, fans didn't know they needed to hear a twist on John Williams' iconic Superman theme from the 70s to get in the spirit. The moody theme perfectly balances out the cheery colors, giving fans a satisfactory experience from the teaser. This Superman is also going to be kissy-kissy, as we see a couple of smooches between David Corenswet's Clark Kent and Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane. It appears that Superman doesn't need to hide his identity from Lois. Given the manner in which things ended at DCU, James Gunn's Superman is expected to face obvious comparisons with Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. However, many felt that Gunn understands Superman better than Snyder. The Guardians of the Galaxy director understands that the DC superhero needs to be relatable and not a dark, gritty portrayal. In an attempt to modernize Superman, Snyder gave a more serious approach to Henry Cavill's Superman. While it appealed to a certain section of fans, Cavill's version wasn't the superhero that kids grew up with. The blue hue color tone of the movie itself gave off a sense of darkness. Fans also complained that Cavill's Superman couldn't spread the hope and optimism that the character stood for. Another hot take is that Snyder's movie, while visually unique, wasn't ideal for franchise building due to its more self-contained themes. However, Gunn's vision for the Superman universe feels expansive, even reminding us of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man as a foundation for a broader franchise. It has already been mentioned that the teaser carries a classic look to it and that John Williams' music works perfectly for it. If these two factors don't scream James Gunn's inspiration for the film, we don't know what will. Throughout the teaser, fans can see the influence of Richard Donner's Superman films. Even the visual text in between scenes resembles the font that the 1978 film used. Before Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, fans were privy to live-action Superman through actor Christopher Reeve. Fans would generally like to forget about the Brandon Routh version, though not due to any fault on the actor's part. Donnerverse had two great movies that made even the non-readers of comics into a huge Superman film. And then there were the two horrible films that were made purely for money and ironically didn't make much. Gunn shared about the influences from Donner's films via comicbook.com, I think that obviously the original Donner movie influenced me, but there.
While James Gunn's hopeful Superman takes over the internet, fans still respect Henry Cavill's film for this perfect ode to original Superman. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn's Superman teaser trailer hits us with bright colors right from the beginning. It is a hint that the director is aiming to bring back the character's signature traits of hope and optimism. The mood of the film is significantly different from Henry Cavill's Superman. Man of Steel was a dark, gritty film that brought Zack Snyder's unique vision to the screen. While fans accuse Snyder of steering away from the comics, the Rebel Moon director did retain some classic elements of the beloved character. One specific scene from his film, featuring the superhero's attempts to make his first flight, is a perfect ode to Golden Age Superman. Throughout the new, hopeful teaser of Superman, James Gunn has hinted that comics will play a huge part in this David Cornsweet-led film. While Gunn's attempts seem to work, it is still no match to how Zack Snyder used classic references for his Superman. Gunn and Snyder's takes are prone to comparisons due to the nature of how things transition from DCU to DCU. While many still debate which of the two directors understands the character better, one scene in Henry Cavill's Man of Steel stood unmatched by the new Superman film. In one of the scenes, Cavill's Superman is testing out his powers and he attempts to fly into the sky. After a couple of failed attempts that were more of a jump than a flight, Cavill's character succeeds. One fan mentioned in the YouTube video of the scene that it was an homage to the Golden Age Superman. The fan at Comastorm23 explained the original Superman could only jump over buildings and could lift cars. Then later on, the writers kept giving Superman more powers. The fan further went on to call Snyder's film a hidden gem of superhero movies. While James Gunn also throws in some classic references in the new teaser, it hardly comes close to Man of Steel's efforts. The classic look in the teaser, John Williams' music, and the visual text between scenes all have influences from Richard Donner's Superman films. More recent superhero film directors have received the wrath of the audience for steering away from the source material for the sake of originality. However, James Gunn plans to reel in the comic book fandom by giving them what they exactly want. Fans saw a Man of Steel who is more relatable and spreads optimism around. Particularly, one scene in the trailer where David Cornsweet's character swoops in to save a girl from crashing debris is something classic Superman does. Superman stands as hope for the people as the chant Superman gets louder and louder during the run of the teaser. It is further highlighted in the teaser when a young boy raises a flag with the S symbol and whispers Superman's name during a time of crisis. Gunn himself mentioned the inspiration from comic books during an interview. He shared with comicbook.com, "There's a lot of stuff from the comic books above and beyond anything else, All-Star Superman, that influenced me more than anything. The comic-accurate costumes, the settings, and even the plethora of characters and Easter eggs that flash through the scenes look all promising." The colorful filter also helps bring hope and optimism into the film and gives it a classic look.